Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is me, the Ravenous Spectre. Anyways, this video is basically going to be about special editions. I know I do have a video out there regarding said special editions, like some that I already own. But in terms of how I really feel about them, this is like the whole pre-order deal. This is something a little bit different, at least as far as I'm concerned. But there's kind of a thing that I feel about these said pre-order special editions. This may be kind of a short video, I don't know. But said special editions, if it's a special edition that has something physical, because you know I'm a physical kind of guy, you know, no pun intended. Anyways, no pun intended, obviously. But I always want physical media. I always want the physical version. I want the disc versions. I want all this and that. Because for me, from my honest opinion, now, I see more cons to digital than I do physical, but that's just me. You know, there's pros and cons to both. You know, I think I made a video about that. I don't know. I'm crazy today. But yeah. But here's the thing: when, say, if you were to go into a store and buy a physical version, if that pre-order, if you do put a pre-order on it and you're getting a whole lot of digital content, it's bullshit. It is total bullshit. I'm not pre-ordering or paying extra, because actually I've stopped pre-ordering now, pre-ordering any games at all, unless there's something physical that I can hold in my hands that I would really want. Like, say, some of those special edition Japanese role-playing games, for example. They say, like, they come with a soundtrack, or they come with an art book, or they come with a special figures, or they come with something special, or whatever it may be. But I am not dealing with that whole digital BS type of thing. I absolutely hate that. I am so, like one example, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday about it. He was talking about, like, Call of Duty. Anyways, but yeah, he was talking about how Call of Duty, on how they ended up having like a whole bunch of digital stuff when you end up like pre-ordering some special edition or whatever. It's like you're just reaching up out of the ether and just pulling down like data and information just to put on your console. That, to me, that's not worth it. I am not paying for just digital content. I want something I can actually hold in my hands. And that's where it comes in, where if I'm going to pre-order, that's what it's got to be. Usually it comes down to Japanese role-playing games that I would pre-order online, or if they have some type of special editions with those. Now, granted, some of those special editions can cost a lot. There's like, they could have like 2 or 3 different versions, but they have different types of items that they would come with. And honestly, I'm not down for, I need to look at those to see exactly which one that I want. But sometimes they usually have a regular version, and then they'll have like a special edition, and it may be like a few dollars more, or whatever the case may be. To be quite honest, I'm actually kind of regretting the fact that when I ended up getting Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel on PS3, I didn't get the special edition. It was just $10 more, and I could have got that awesome, like, flashy case. I know it wasn't a tin case, but it was a real nice, flashy case that it was in. That would have been really awesome, you know, and it came with a little something extra in there, I think. But obviously, I didn't do that for $10 extra, you know, and that's my fault. But anyways, that's neither here nor there, because when you actually see that thing physically, you're like, oh my god, I wish I could have actually bought this or pre-ordered this or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it was that's kind of one of my how do you say, one of my what's the freaking word? Buyer's remorse. There you go, buyer's remorse. That's kind of the thing that I'm kind of upset about, dealing with that. But when it comes down to this whole, like say for GameStop, for example, it's like, oh, if you pre-order today, when you end up coming in to get the game, you can get digital this and digital that and digital this and digital that. I don't care about digital stuff. That's all that I hear all the time. All the time it's always digital, and it pisses me off. It seriously does. If it doesn't have something physical, then I don't want to bother with it. Now, granted, some of those special editions, like if they come with the figurines or whatever, they can cost a hefty sum, which I honestly don't really bother with those unless they come with something extra. But you really have to judge what type of prices you're looking at when it deals with said special editions. But yeah, I mean, even if you're pre-ordering online, or if you're pre-ordering in a store, if they end up having nothing but digital, it's just whatever. You know, I'm not even bothering with it. I'll just buy it day one when it comes out if it's something that really interests me. But another thing about that kind of pisses me off is, and it specifically has to do with GameStop, because I've never dealt with this in any other store. It's just GameStop's deal. where I've gone in there and I didn't pre-order a game, and it was something that I was wanting, and I was like, oh, well, do you have, did you guys get so-and-so game in? I was like, oh, well, did you pre-order? No, I didn't. Oh, why didn't you pre-order? Because I didn't fucking want to pre-order. Why are you asking me if I pre-ordered? If I would have pre-ordered, then I already would have had the pre-order there. It's coming out on that day. I didn't want to pre-order because I'm not putting $5 down on something that I was unsure about. And I'm not putting $5 down anymore on something that I can just pick up on day one. And guess what? If I can't get it on day one, that's what online is for. I can just order it online from the company's website itself, or Amazon, or eBay, or just wherever. But that's the thing that really kind of pisses me off. I'm just like, shut up. Let me know if you have the game. That's all there is to it. That's it. Because if you don't, I'm taking my business elsewhere, and you just lost out on money because you're asking me about a pre-order. And actually, that did happen to me one time. There was a GameStop that I went into at one point. Actually, I had called this GameStop at one point, and I asked them about a specific game that was there. So anyways, I told myself, you know what? I've had issues with Walmart before where I ended up calling the electronics department. Nobody fucking knows what they're doing in the electronics department. They hire people for that electronics department don't know jack shit about electronics. You need to go and look yourself. And that's exactly what I'd done that one time when I called Walmart and asked if they had something. Like, no, we don't have it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go and look myself. Guess what? They freaking had it. You know, so much for actually doing your job in that one little department and checking to see when I already called you about it and leaving me on the phone for some ungodly amount of minutes. So anyways, when it boils down to GameStop, when I called about said game, I went there, and when they told me they didn't have it, or no, what it was like, they said, well, did you pre-order it? I said, no. They said, oh, we just have pre-order numbers in. Bullshit. That is not the case. They do have extra copies in there, and I know that for a fact because when I went into that store, because I wanted to check for myself, because like I said, that exact same incident that I had with Walmart. I went in there, I checked, guess what was on the wall? The exact same game that I had called about. Oh, we just have pre-order copies. Yeah, it's a lie is what it is. A fucking lie. We just have Why in the hell are you going to go and just order pre-order copies? What if somebody just pre-orders, let's say if you have 5 pre-orders, for God's sakes, and somebody you just get 5 copies of the game? Do you not like money? Oh, wait, that's right. You just get it on pre-owned products because people are stupid enough to trade their stuff into you. That's what you do. You just sell pre-owned this and pre-owned that all the time. But, oh, when it comes to new, you better pre-order so you can get the new thing because we ain't going to have no more copies coming in because we're liars and like to keep them in the back. Yeah, right. I saw it when I walked in there because I was going in there to just look for something else at that point in time. But I was still caught because that was later in the day when I went in to go check. Because I knew that there was something else I wanted to go in there and look at. So when I actually went in there and saw that it was up there on the shelf, I was like, yeah, I got lied to because of all about the pre-orders. Shove your pre-orders up your ass. Okay? If you don't have anything physical that I want, you can shove them up your ass. I do not care about your pre-orders, wherever it may come from. Whether it's coming digital, Amazon, where the hell ever, I do not care. GameStop.com, I do not care. If it doesn't have something that I can physically hold in my hands that I'm actually going to enjoy, besides just having some freaking data and code on my hard drive to get a special edition this, a special item this, a special gun that, fuck that. I do not care. It is a waste of time, a waste of money for something that I could just earn in the game. And if I can't earn it in the game, guess what, company? Fuck you. You're not getting my money for your little DLC, piecemeal DLC bullshit. Anyways, the fact is, I know I went on a tyrant there. Welcome to my channel. But the thing is when it boils down to that whole deal with dealing with pre-ordering, it's got to be physical. I know I mentioned that over and over again, but it seems like if I remind myself of this stuff, I can think of other stuff to say. But if you guys have any thoughts on it, leave comments down below. If you don't, whatever, you know, just watch the video for whatever reason. I'm doing this because, hell, I want to. You know, I just want to share my thoughts and opinions with everyone on it. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on pre-orders. I've cut off from doing pre-orders. There was one point in time where I was pre-ordering a lot. I was pre-ordering a lot. And, yeah, I pretty much stopped that because I realized how much of a fool I was and how much of a money game it truly was. And that's exactly what it was. So, anyways, I'll go ahead and then let's welcome. Can't talk today. Can't talk. Worth the shit. Anyways, I'll end this like I always do, since I got my tongue straight back in my damn mouth. Later, taters. There's the button. I gotta press it to stop the fucking video.